And now, weighing in out of the blue corner, Josh the Punk Thompson. 100% agree. And on the other mic, he weighs in from the red corner, Big Sean McCarthy.
Well, hello to everyone, and I hope you are having a fantastic weekend, and I hope you watched all the fights that came out. Thursday was PFL. You had the UFC with their pay-per-view from Vancouver on Saturday, along with boxing. Teofimo Lopez going after it with Josh Taylor. We got all kinds of things to talk about. My man, how you doing? You sitting there looking pretty early in the morning.
It's early in the morning. Yes, it is. But, hey, we do this for the fans. We definitely don't do it for, never mind. We do it for us, too. We like it. I was a little nervous for this card because I'm like, man, I'm paying, and now with the taxes here in California, it's $86. I don't know how much.
$87. Hold on.
Something.
80. Hold on.
It's
you know what it cost me for that damn show?
Or something like that.
No. It was. Hold on. I need Face ID here.
Oh, geez.
No, this is very important. $87.59.
Why is yours more expensive than mine?
I don't know.
Interesting. Mine was 86, like 84, 86, maybe 94, something like that, I thought. Yeah, I saw some other people on Twitter complaining about the price after it was all said and done. I'm like, yeah, I mean, if I'm going to have to pay that amount of money, the price, the card level needs to go up. This was one of those cards, and we talked about, excuse me.
God bless you.
Oh,
bless you.
Wow. Whew.
You're welcome.
I have allergies here, man. It's horrible.
That's why you're leaving.
Yeah, it's going to get worse.
It'll get worse.
Oh, man. Whew. I think the expectation is if you're going to say you have all the best fighters, which I think they have a lot of them, and they're deep, their roster is deep, then why are we not digging deeper to stack these pay-per-view cards?
Take a look at July 8th. Look at their card on July 8th.
Yeah, but that's their
which
international
next
fight
pay-per-view.
week. It's always considered to be really good.
Oh, all right. But that's a pay-per-view card. Take a look at that thing. That's the next one. That's the next fight night. Sorry. Nope, wrong one. Again.
Jeez, Dave. July. Right there.
July 8th. Right there. No,
and Rodriguez.
Up. Oh my God!
He's just looking at names. He's not even.
I went right over it.
There you go. Take a look.
I was looking for a number.
Volkanovski against Rodriguez. Fantastic fight. Brandon Moreno against Pantoja. Rematch. Great fight. Robert Whittaker taking on Duplessis. Great fight. Mm-hmm. Jalen Turner against Dan Hooker, which I think is going to be a fantastic fight. Bo Nickel coming in against Tristan Gore. Great fight. Tristan Gore's damn good. So that's an interesting fight. I'm not happy with Robbie Lawler and Nico Price, only because I don't want to see Robbie take any damage, but still good. But the one below it, Sean Brady against Jack Della Maddalena. Come on, Josh. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to pay
I don't mind paying $87.59.
No, I agree with you. And then that Sean Brady fight, that's probably like the prelim main event.
Yeah.
I think it is, yeah. Yep.
Unless they do 6 on the main card.
No, doubt it. Doubtful. It's 2 title fights.
But I mean, that's a card. I'm super happy with it.
Scroll down a little bit. What's the rest of that card?
Still got great fights, but those are all free, and so it's okay. If those are not great, I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm not paying for them.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, last night was
Jimmy Crute against Minifield is going to be a good fight.
Yeah, we just if you're paying that amount of money, you expect to have bigger name fighters on the main card. But I mean this last night's main card, that kid from Canada,
Mike Malott.
Yeah, he seemed like he needed to get a little kickstart. I think he was enjoying the moment in round 1.
Yeah.
And exploded in round 2. He had some good moments in round 1 also. But anyways, hey, as we get into this though, let's go ahead and talk about the main event. Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana. It was pretty much how we thought it was going to go. I expected Amanda to get a finish. I expected her
to get a finish on the ground.
Yeah. I thought with Irene, she just didn't pull the trigger. She was more in shock. She was more in awe of Amanda, her abilities, and she didn't pull the trigger.
She shit the bed.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest, and no disrespect. The moment got to her. She gave too much respect. Mm-hmm. It was overwhelming. She didn't throw. Is exactly what you said. She, just no output. How are you expecting to win if you're not fucking throwing things back at her? Setting things up, making things happen. You've got to go. This is your chance. This is it. You have been waiting for this. Now's your opportunity. Mm-hmm. And you just let it go by.
Yeah. We've seen this too many times. You know what's funny is one of the things that sticks out to me when it comes to getting caught up in the moment and just letting it pass you by was Douglas Lima said he did that in his first fight with Roy McDonald. He's like, oh, it's Roy McDonald. He got in there. And he's like, he just kind of froze. He's like,
yeah. And he was the champ.
Yeah. And he just was thinking to himself, no, this guy's good. He does this.
I've been watching him.
He's like in the second fight, just showed him less respect and went out there and just tried to get in. Look what happens. Yeah, it can happen, man. It can happen. I did this. It's funny because I did something very similar with with my first fight with Gil. I went out there and just tried to go after him, take it to him because we'd already sparred before, we'd already trained before. I knew what he was capable of, and you weren't going to get it done just, waiting around because he was just going to fucking chew you up, start bullying you around. So you had to take it to him. And with Amanda, I feel like that's why Juliana Pena had such success in the first fight.
That's exactly why.
Just try to take it to her, get in her face, let her know that you're there, talk shit to her while you're fighting. And that throws you off. But you know what's funny is Amanda looked good last night. She looked good in her last fight against Juliana Pena.
She looked good. She looked sharp.
But what? But why? Why are you leaving? I know family stuff. I get it.
No,
but you're not going to be able to make this money.
Does she need that money?
I mean, look, I hate to break it to people, man, but 2 kids is fucking expensive. So she's got a second one coming. So let's be real. Let's be honest. I mean,
but yeah, and what you're saying is the one thing I don't want to see. I don't want to see her sit out for 3 years and come back. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't sit out and then come back. It's not going to be the same. You're not going to be the same.
No.
I love the fact that she retired off of this. An incredible career, especially in the last, span of 14 fights or so. Just remarkable. 1 loss against great competition at times. And she looked good against Aldana. I was very surprised that she decided. She did the first, takedown and just let her get up. And I was like, wow, you want to be on the feet with her. And then as the fight went on, I went, well, that's because you realize what's going to happen a lot better than I did. Mm-hmm. You realize she's not going to throw. So what's the danger? It's no big deal. She got hit the one time with the one clean shot, the right hand coming over the top. She was out of position. Mm-hmm. That's why she got hit and, got spun around a little bit. Other than that, she took 0 damage in that fight. 0 damage. And just, put on a very clean performance throughout. I thought she was looking, to finish it, in the end when she was on the ground. But you saw the dominance on the ground comparatively. It's like, why did you not just take it there from the beginning? Why?
I think she just she felt comfortable on the feet.
Yeah.
There was you realize someone's not pulling the trigger, there's no threat. There's no threat. I mean, Aldana needed a Rocky moment. She needed a Leon. She needed a
freaking
Leon
Hail
Edwards
Mary,
moment.
grand slam, home run, full court fucking shot, all put together.
Yeah, she needed it all.
She got dominated in that fight. It was not even.
But once you realize someone's not going to pull the trigger, then you feel a little bit more comfortable just being on the feet or taking the fight to the ground. And her single leg snatch was pretty slick. She just snatched it, dumped it, and then that was it. And just kind of hovered over her, let her have it. 50-43.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I agree with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, geez. Come on.
That's not me.
I know. I think it was a dominant performance. I'm interested to see who's going to step up and become champ now.
Well,
she's I know it was her retirement, but man, she had a lot to say in the interview at the end.
Well, one part she did say at in her press conference, she said, from now on it's a pretend belt. No. As soon as you walked away, it's somebody else's to win, and when they win it, they are the champ. It doesn't matter what you did.
Yeah. I think. Do you think Dana maybe kind of had a little influence on this?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like he talked about
Dana he's going to shut down the featherweights.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. So that's out of his hair. He doesn't have hair, but it's out of his hair. So, yeah, that's done. And now he's got a good lineup of bantamweights, but his costs just went way down.
Oh yeah,
way down.
Well, I mean, I think what you'll have now is Juliana Pena versus Raquel Pennington for the vacant title, huh?
Probably.
Probably. And then I can't believe Holly's still at number 3. Yeah. 41, 42 years old. And then Caitlin Vieira, Irene Aldana. I mean, like you just saw that there's really just probably Juliana Pena and Raquel Pennington that are real threats, I think, right now. You get down in there a little bit more. Man, I don't even
know.
We talk about how females MMA it's growing, it's getting better. The levels are getting better, but they're still far behind. They had a late start to the prime time. Like I said, they started 14 years ago. It's kind of when they really jumped onto the main stage. It just they're still trying to catch up. When you look at this, their division's not that deep at 135. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But right now it's Juliana and Raquel Pennington, and Holly's there, but Holly's slowed down quite a bit. And then you got Caitlin Vieira. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Oh man,
I'll tell you one person that's got to be a little bit like Kayla Harrison. She just lost the opportunity to have at least multiple locations to go.
Yeah,
more featherweight in the UFC. She ain't making bantamweight.
I'm being honest. If I'm Bellator, that just made my negotiation a little bit easier with Kayla.
You are such a ruthless bitch. It's just wrong,
John.
Wrong.
I've been
wrong. I tell you,
I've been in promoter meetings, no, not with
they're not nice.
No, and I've been on the phone, and I've been on the phone when Joe Silva's talking with my manager about contracts, and
that's not nice either.
No, there's no love lost. They point out all the things that you do wrong. They don't ever point out all the things
flaws
they're doing right. Well, he needs to do this. Well, he should do that. It's like they don't pull any punches, man. No. So the reality is that when I realize I don't have any competition to bet against, what am I betting? What am I raising the price for? Yeah. So I don't know, man. Yeah, I know there's a fight to be had there in Bellator with Chris, but it's interesting.
But you got to give it up for Amanda as far as fantastic career. Congratulations on the retirement. I do think that she's got a lot of things, set in place. She's got passive income coming in that I know of and stuff. And that's the way to do it. Set yourself up to where you don't have to work. You can go places and do things and get paid for, appearances and things like that. But yeah, you're not going to get that giant payday like she has, but that's okay. You know what? She's going to have a whole life with her family. That's going to be something that is invaluable as far as money. So, congratulations on a fantastic career, walking away when you want, walking away as the double champ. Kudos to you.
Yeah, I think she hasn't taken a lot of damage throughout her career. She's been she's been more of the hammer than the nail. She does have 5 losses, but those 5 losses early in her career were a lot of times just kind of being held down or, controlled or
getting tired.
That
was a big one with her.
Yeah. So it was good that she went out on top, and it's a good way to walk away, especially having 2 titles. It'll be interesting to see if she does try to come back like in a year and a half, because John, these things like you fall in love with the big checks.
Yeah.
It's hard to just sit at home and go, you know what? Yeah, sure. I have passive income coming in, but it's not a lot.
It's not comparatively.
It's not a lot.
No, not comparatively.
So it's nice to get that big check in the back and go to the bank and just have your chin up high going, you know what? All right. I'm
put a hold on that, bitch.
Yeah. Right. I don't know, but good for her. Good career. Fantastic career. We'll see how this division shakes out after all this.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Well, because you look at like when she won the title against Misha, and then she who'd she fight after Misha? Go to her record. Who'd she fight after Misha?
Right after she fought
Holly.
Ronda.
Or Holly.
I was going.
Yeah, Ronda.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, interesting. And then Valentina, then Raquel, and then Cyborg, and then Holly. Jermaine was the one that
she had a hell of a run there.
Yeah.
Against really great competition for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
She had a hell of a run. And you can go into and Felicia Spencer was a good fighter, solid fighter, but very limited as far as she's a ground fighter. Her stand-up wasn't there. Megan Anderson, I'm sorry.
No.
She just wasn't able to compete with her and stuff. So you had a couple in there. But, Jermaine Durandamy, come on. In the stand-up?
Yeah.
Jermaine's a beast.
Yep.
Holly, always been a very good stand-up fighter. Took her out with a head kick. She beats, the first one to beat, Cyborg in what? I want to say it was 20 fights.
Yeah, 13 years or some shit. Some crazy amount.
Fucking
the one that shocked me, I know the Cyborg one kind of caught everyone off guard, but when you're standing and banging and both of them have power, that shit could happen.
Anything can happen.
But the one that shocked me the most was the Holly Holm fight. Because out of nowhere, she threw the head kick and boom, it landed. And it was over right when it landed.
Let's talk about Charles Oliveira and head kicks.
Charles, man.
Come on, man. That's a little segue there. I'm sorry, but
no, it's perfect.
Through the fucking dude. Both of those had, and this is where people talk about. Oh, it was blocked. It doesn't mean his head didn't get freaking rattled. Both times, those were heavy kicks that Beneil ate, but it affected him both times.
Freshen up.
Almost time to go, so it's definitely time to move.
Hey John, you using the new Manscaped 4.0?
Yep, but not there. Only on the pretty parts first.
You gotta try it, man. I've gained 2 inches.
2 inches? I got 2 big Johns in here now, baby.
Oh wow, you're a lot better looking than I remember.
Here we go.
And a lot bigger.
That's why they call you Big John.
You're pretty sexy.
There's no little John in here.
Yeah, you're pretty sexy too, by the way.
That's how you're going?
I look pretty good down there.
All right. You actually do look good.
I know.
Go to manscaped.com/weighing in to get your lawnmower 4.0. Follow the link in the description. Your balls will thank you.
No, I expected the boxing to be a little bit tight, the advantage to be for Charles with the boxing because he holds everything a lot tighter. He throws his hooks well, straight punches,
more accurate,
uppercuts. Also. Yes, he's more accurate. He's like a sniper with his boxing. And but then the head kick came quick, and Beneil was able to block, but just with one glove. You've always got to try to get that other arm across. He seemed like on the feet, Beneil was a little too wide, a little too loopy, and Charles was able to capitalize on it. And the head kicks came right after. It was pretty impressive. Damn you, Dave. No, we're inside joke is yesterday we were asking what time to film, and I said 6 a.m. And Dave goes, well, 5 would be better so we can get it fully uploaded and get it up on the thing and make some clips. I'm like, all right, so 5 a.m. it is. I'm like, I don't want to hear any complaining about my yawning then.
He did.
I don't
want to hear anything about my yawning. Well,
yeah.
I haven't said a word.
Yeah. But Charles is a stud, man. And is this enough to get him an automatic title shot?
Yeah. It is. You came out, that performance against a guy that had 8 straight wins. Let's just be honest. That is the performance. And it's not only the performance, Josh. It's the package. Take a look at the entire thing because when he got on the mic, the dude was gold. First off, he got DC giving an interview. He's doing a good job. And you got the interpreter there. And as soon as DC gets done, he takes the mic, and he starts talking English. And we know for how long Charles doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
Okay. There he does now.
Yeah.
And man, he did a good job. And he got that Canadian crowd loved him. And he had them in the palm of his hand. And by the end, when he sits there and, DC says that, Islam Makhachev, the champ, has tweeted something out, and who's the champ? You people tell me who's the dude. Gold.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for if you're a promoter. You can sell that. That's what they want. And he's giving it to him. If you go back to the way Charles used to be, he was quiet.
Yeah.
He was super respectful always, but very quiet. Didn't say a lot. Didn't talk about his opponent in any way. That was just not part of him. And I know it's weird, but I've been around Royce for 30 some years now, and know his mannerisms and things and the way he does certain things. And Royce is super respectful, but he's got that side of him where when someone says that he could beat him, Royce gets And now I'm seeing he sounds like him.
Yeah,
he does. He's saying, I'm like, Charles got it. Way to go, dude. Yeah. He looked fantastic.
Yeah, I think Charles did everything right. He went out there, performed. I got a little concerned, and I heard the commentary saying the same thing. Like, why is he on his back? Why is he not trying to get back up?
That was
because I wouldn't say he was taking a lot of damage, but a couple of those shots snuck through.
He took some shots.
Yeah, and so with Charles, I felt like he could have got up at any moment, and when he did try to finally get up, he was able to pop right back to his feet. So I was wondering what his strategy was. I felt like he tried to do like a lateral drop or a little bit of a throw.
He did.
And when he couldn't get it, he just pulled him into guard.
He just pulled guard. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. But
this is what people got to realize, and you can explain it. Look, when you're on your back and all those punches are coming, and you're moving, and you're allowing a lot of them to hit the canvas.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, Josh, and it's true. You're trying to hold your head up because you don't want your head right against the canvas because it is a thudding feel when there's no give. The only thing that gives is your skull, basically. And if you're holding your head at times, you'll get hit so hard that you not only get hit by the shot, then you get hit by the canvas because the shot drives your head down onto the canvas, and you get that coup contre coup. It's not a good place to be.
No, it's not. But I mean, like
not with someone like Beneil that can stop your submissions.
This is true.
Sorry.
I was expecting Beneil to be a little bit more aggressive on trying to pass, trying to get to 3/4 mount, trying to get to mount, whatever it was. But he was content with just staying in the guard.
Yeah.
And when I go back and I watched the Islam fight, Islam went right to passing the guard. As soon as he went into as soon as he dropped him and he jumped in, he went right to trying to pass the guard, went right to the side choke, went right to trying to get a submission.
He sliced through.
Whereas Beneil focused on doing the damage
Ground and pound.
instead of controlling the position and trying to get to a position where he could try to get either a side choke or try to get to mount or side control, cause a little bit more of a scramble in the grappling area. I expected Beneil to, I don't know, be able to land a little bit more. It just was it opened my eyes when you have someone who is a sniper, someone who is very tight with his technique in Charles Oliveira. You've got someone who is a gamer and a dog, but he's very wide with his technique. When you see them finally together inside the cage, it was very evident that Charles is just a lot better technician, and those big loopy shots or the wasted movements really at the top level work against you.
When the looping shot doesn't hit, it leaves you open for the person that is technically good and throws straight shots. They get there fast.
Yeah.
And
it was
kicks. Come on.
I wanted that. This is the other thing, and I know it didn't take. I know I didn't need, but I was realizing right when I sat down, I'm like, this is only a 3-round fight. Yeah, I was like, well, I said this will probably favor Beneil a lot more. I mean, it didn't, but like in my mind, I'm like, this is my thing when they were talking about doing co-main events or even main events as 5-round fights. When back in the day, I go, when there's like a title eliminator, you would think it'd be a 5-round fight.
Yeah.
I know you didn't need the 5 rounds, but it makes sense. But then they randomly will have 5-round fights for fights that they really want to see 5 rounds for. I feel like you've got to set a standard, like on, hey, if it's going to be the winner of this is basically we've kind of announced going to fight for the title next, it should be a 5-round fight. So you would have had a 5-round co-main event and then a 5-round main event. What do you think? No. He said no.
Yeah, it's tough because you're taking a look at anytime you're putting yourself into more rounds. Mm-hmm. You're talking about a difference in your training. Mm-hmm. And if those rounds do occur, it's a difference in your career. So I'm always in that. I'm okay with it in the championship fights. I'm okay with saying, hey, it's main event. I understand. You're the person in that position to hold that card and do something. Okay. Now we're going to say, well, it's, if you're a co-main or you have the title, contender fight, man, you're taking time away from someone's career possibly with those. So it's one of those I'm a little bit iffy on, but I like it for me personally as a fan. I don't like it for the fighter.
No, I agree. I agree with that. The kid that I think stole the show though that night was, I know Charles had a great performance and he was the biggest probably crowd favorite.
One thing,
go ahead.
This is one of the things that there was a moment in that Charles fight that people, it's right at the end. You got to notice. This is when you look at someone, you go, here's your levels and understanding. Beneil Dariush did a beautiful roll through when he got hurt. You saw that roll through.
Yep.
And you watched Charles. He took both hands and just rode and put both hands to the ground. Didn't try to hold on to Beneil at all, and just rode on top. And you look and you go, and that's why he's a world-class grappler.
Yeah.
He knows exactly where's my balance point. How do I get myself just right on top? And I love that moment when he did that. And I was like, God, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Because that's what kept him right where he wanted to be. And it was just, little things that you look at and you go, God damn, that's why you're as good as you are. So just wanted to put that one out there.
No, I get it. Understanding like your balancing points when you're in the top position, understanding like, hey, he's going to have to kick me this way or bring me back this way, and just kind of ride, like you said, riding the wave. Yep. And, making sure
right on top of it.
That you come out on top in a position that doesn't put you in jeopardy.
Yep.
So, he's fantastic, man. Like I said, he's got the most submissions in the UFC history. I think he's going to continue on for quite a while. He's extremely marketable. Extremely marketable.
Right now?
You and I were talking about off air.
Unbelievable.
I said this when he fought Islam, and I'm say it again when he fought Beneil. If your kids are looking for role models, the two of them, Beneil, Charles, Islam, like those 3 guys seem to represent Dustin Poirier. Like they seem to represent their weight class in the sport at the highest level and with respect. And I love it, man. I love it. Yep. So watching these guys go out there and and just be respectful to each other. I love how Charles, he gets in the cage and he circles around, but he always gives his opponent a hug or says hi to the corners and then moves on. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, well, I've said this I don't know how many times. When we're done fighting, like within a couple years, no one's gonna fucking remember you. Like it's, you know, and even if they do remember you, it's not gonna be the same. The younger guys are gonna be like, nah, there's that old guy.
You're nothing. Who's he?
Back? Yeah.
Who's that?
Yep.
What did he do?
No matter what. Yeah, no matter what, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna happen to John Jones. It's gonna happen to you know. It's gonna happen to Charles. It's gonna happen to everybody.
To everybody.
You know, the younger guys walk past you and they go, "Yeah, you know, I know you used to be great, you know, but we've gotten better since you."
Fuck you up now.
Yeah, right. Yep. Yep. You know.
Oh, well.
Okay, next fight.
Look at Mike Malott from Canada came out and put it on Adam Fugit. Just Fugit has had a couple of good fights. He just was too slow in this fight. He didn't have the speed to stay with Malott, and you know, Malott jumped on that guillotine beautifully. DC actually called it. You know, when he went, "Oh, it's alpha male." He's right. You know, it was good.
Yeah,
and he just looked like this was his moment to put that step forward. Mm-hmm. You know, I understand, you know, why they put him on the main card, but still he's not main card material for a pay-per-view, but you had to have something there, and, you know, trying to push, you know, the Canadian fighters and agenda, and that's part of what the UFC does when they go to different places. You got to make the fans happy and stuff, and they were obviously very happy with Mike Malott being in that position, and he performed.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he did everything well. I thought
he did.
You know, he came out. He seemed like he was composed. You could tell in the first round.
He even did a fantastic job on his walkout, avoiding the railing, falling with all those people trying to reach over. That was could have been tragic, but good thing that nobody, I guess, got hurt. He didn't get hurt because that fight couldn't even have happened.
Yeah, he fought crazy. He fought good. You could tell there were some nerves with him in that first round. You know, he wanted to be exciting, but he also wanted to stay composed. He didn't want to blow his wad. He didn't want to go out there and do too much. But then in the second round, I think the first round jitters got out of him. Took a couple deep breaths, came out and had a fantastic combination, then jumped on the arm and guillotine. Very nice. I love how he wrapped it too.
Yeah, his corner. Look, you're way faster. Mm-hmm. You're stronger. You get the takedown whenever you want. This is yours. Go have fun.
Yeah,
that's in the second round. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a good look to him. He's marketable. You know, he's got a country kind of now behind him. Now he's been on the main stage. You know, I think they could do.
They're trying to put a little bit of weight on him, though.
Yeah, they need to slow him up a little bit, because I know you go for pay-per-view. Now you got to be careful. You know, how much more do we do with you? What do we do with you? So it's going to be.
They're putting a little bit of weight on him, saying, "Oh, is he the next guy?" Who are they comparing him to?
What, GSP?
GSP.
That's.
Oh, you're the next one to hold the banner for Canada. Come on, man! Don't put that kind of weight on him. That's just not fair.
I like his name though. His nickname, Proper.
Yeah, Proper. Conor will be suing soon.
Oh, soon. Good for him. Good fight. And then on to the next one. Next,
Dan Ige taking on the Train. Nate Landwehr. You know, I love. First off, we both love Dan Ige, and it's because if you've ever been around him, he's humble. He's just got nothing but respect for people. He's a hard worker, and he comes out and he fights.
Yeah,
you know, and he, you know, going on. This was, in my opinion, this was a difficult fight for him as far as just his position, and knowing that Landwehr had gained confidence and was on a roll and is awkward. And anytime you fight someone that's awkward, it becomes sometimes difficult based upon they just do things different than everyone else. So you're trying to adjust to what they do. And Ige came out and was as composed and under control and not being super aggressive, which we've seen him in the past. It was his composure that I thought made him look really good, because he was taking his time. He was not overly pressing. And when the shots landed, especially with the left hook, he looked like Joe Frazier Jr., man. Joe Frazier used to say his left hook would knock, walnuts out of the tree. Well, guess what? Dan Higa's got that same in the featherweight. That left hook put him down multiple times, did damage. And the second time, Landwehr was hurt.
Yeah.
He was hurt bad. The first one, a little bit off balance too, but second one, he was hurt. And you got to give it to Landwehr, that third round, man. He came out, he was trying to look for the shot. He was going for the finish. He was trying to do what he could, man. Never a moment that he was not trying to win that fight. Really a good performance. He just wasn't able to stand with the power made the difference.
Yeah, the tighter boxing was a big difference. Like, it was almost like in the Charles fight, whereas Landwehr was more loopy, a little bit more open, loading up a little bit more, showing signs that he was gonna throw. Whereas Dan was very tight with his defense, slid in, slid out kind of thing, and mainly just slid in. Nice feints.
Beautiful job of taking his head off the center line at times, the way he moved. Beautifully done.
Yeah, I mean, Dan he looked good. That left hook found its mark several times. And I would like to have seen Dan mix up a little bit more of the wrestling, though. Throw in a couple takedown attempts to open up the hands a little bit more as the takedowns start having an effect, start making Nate think about the takedowns. All those things play a factor when you're trying to finish guys, is threatening all aspects of the game. And I expected Dan to use a little bit more of the clinching, the grinding, all that stuff. But I thought he had a good performance. What I like is how,
that's really good. For a guy that's got a good ground game, he just doesn't.
No.
He doesn't go there.
But what I also like about him is that at the end, he's like, "Look, I got a little tired in the third. I got to work on that." And being honest with yourself is key if you want to have growth and success. And Dan does that. He's very open about what he needs to work on, and it looks good. I thought he looked impressive. Good win for him. And hey, next fight.
Let me ask you this: how far back do you think Landwehr goes with that loss?
I mean, he's not even in the rankings. So
I know, but he was right there at the rankings.
Yeah.
And if he had gotten that win, he would have been in the rankings. How far back does he go?
I mean, I think you give him Alex Caceres next.
Wow. You don't like fucking Nate Landwehr.
I think, but then on the feet, it would be a good fight on the feet. They're both press each other. I think Caceres is tough, but Dan, I think Dan's a little bit better than Alex Caceres. Give him another shot at the rankings. But I mean, you don't want him fighting Edson Barboza. He'd be target practice. I think Bryce Mitchell, Evolov, Topuria, Chikadze, all of them will beat him. So if you're going to give him someone to try to get him in the top 15, I think Alex probably beats him, but at least you're giving him a shot at someone that's realistic. The other fighters, Sodiq Yusuff, all those guys, those are all they're tough fights for him. Stylistically, not a good matchup for him at all. So if you want to get him in the rankings, his style is very limited on what he can do in terms of against the guys that right now are in the top 15. For his guy, for him to beat was going to be Dan, or it's going to be Caceres. I mean, you could get up into that, Korean Zombie, but Korean Zombie got power, man. Got cardio.
There's one thing you could say. Landwehr shows he's got whiskers. He can be put down, but he hangs in there and he fights. So he's got a good chin. But I agree with you. It's going to be a hard road, getting into that top 15, and where do you go once you're there? Not easy.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him though. So, but I think the Caceres fight, Dan would have been the guy. Could have put. But you start getting them up into that Korean Zombie and anything up there, man. Those guys, they've got power. They're conditioned for 5 rounds. They're studs. That division's stacked.
Yep. All right, we had your boy Eric Anders taking on Marc-Andre Barrio. That was a really good fight. Yeah. Really, you talk about, man. You're looking at it and going. And I said, both guys, last couple, I think 2-2, 1-2. Why is that the start? But boy, they put on a performance. They both went after it. I never saw in my opinion, Anders looked better as far as fighting the way that he needed to fight, not being tired, not getting tired. He took some, couple of fouls in there that, were obviously unintentional, and I thought Villel was right in not taking the points.
Yeah.
On the second one and stuff, which he was thinking about, but thought about it and said, not enough damage. Smart move. But, man, good fight.
Yeah.
Tough fight. Tough fight.
I thought they both came to fight. I thought Eric Anders looked fantastic. His conditioning looked great. I was expecting him, he tends to blow his wad in the first round, then slow down so much in the second and third that it leaves the rounds, up to the judges to really try to make the decision. But he kept bringing it. I had Eric Anders win in the second round, so it was 29-28.
So did I.
But I still had Marc-Andre winning the fight.
I had the same thing.
I
had Marc-Andre wins the first round. He got starting it off with a beautiful shot that hurt Anders. Landed good things throughout. I thought Anders came back and won the second round, and I thought Marc-Andre landed the cleaner, crisper shots in the third, and he takes the fight. So as long as the right guy wins.
Yeah, the right guy won.
Yep.
What did you think on the Jaron Villel not taking a point?
I thought it was the right thing to do.
I thought so too.
And this is what you're trying to do is, first off, you have to look at how does the foul take place. Mm-hmm. Was there any intent? Well, when a guy's throwing his knee up to try to knee the body, that front leg can swing forward, and that's what happened. Mm-hmm. So was there any intent? No intent. How much damage? That's really what you're looking at, because there comes a point where you can say, look, there was so much damage based upon that foul that I need to take a point to try to even this playing field out, because I have one fighter that's received a blow that has absolutely diminished their ability in this fight. And now I'm going to let another guy have that blow and go on from there without any penalty. So you look and you go, did that blow have that much effect on Eric Anders? No, you could see that it didn't.
Yeah.
You could see by his body language, the way he was moving, when someone gets, and you can hear, the one thing that you don't hear and you can't tell when you're watching on TV, and even when you're at the fights for the most part, unless you're right up ringside, you can't hear that groin shot. But as the referee, you hear it, and you hear how hard it hits. There's ones that you hear that you go, yeah, that hit the cup, and you kind of look inside and you say, hey, watch the groin, and both guys will just keep moving, but it hit. You can hear it. And then there's the ones that you go, stop time. Oh my God. Did he break his cup? And stuff. So I thought Jarrett, is saying, what he was doing by talking to the commission is he's at least telling the commission, hey, I'm thinking about this. Let's see what goes on. And I don't know if it was Jason Herzog that actually, he was on the replay and he's the one that said, I don't think so, or what if it was Jaron's call, but Jaron made the call in the cage. That's the one that counts. And he did not take the point, and I thought that was the right call overall based upon the amount of damage.
Do you look at it just in the one groin shot? Because when I look at it, the second one was the harder one, and the first one though kind of like was more on the hip a little bit in the inside leg.
Inside.
So when
it's not on the hip, it was an inside leg kick.
Yeah, but like the foot barely, like I wouldn't even say it really hit it really even hit the cup area. But I mean, it was in that area a little bit. So it didn't land as clean. The second one, it was like shin or foot to the cup and coming in an upward motion. Well,
the second one is the one, it's an upward motion. And that's the ones that you look and you go, it can cause more damage.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it was handled the proper way.
Yeah.
The way it should have been. And that's why he didn't take the points. I thought it was the right call.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job on that. Good for him and Herzog working together. Teamwork.
It's all about teamwork. It's about getting it right. That's the most important thing. But great opening fight. Great way to start the card. If you're looking and you say, man, we got to have a barber. Well, you had a good one, man. Mm-hmm. Those guys put it out there. All right. Nasruddin Imavov against Chris Curtis ended in a no contest. And it should have, unfortunately. But Chris Curtis is, look, he's a southpaw, and many times when southpaws and orthodox guys come together, we get that clash of heads inside. It's something that happens. You don't get it as much. You can obviously with someone that's, orthodox or southpaw. You know about those.
Mm-hmm.
But you're always looking for it when you have that southpaw versus orthodox stance, because it's just their way their heads move and how they're trying to get into a scoring position. Yeah, this happened. I thought Imavov was definitely winning the fight. He looked clean. He looked good. He was back. It was Chris wasn't. I think Chris tried to establish almost the same type of fight plan and game plan that his teammate in Strickland imposed against Imavov. He just wasn't able to do it. The length of Imavov gave him problems, and so Chris was working hard. When the cut and the head clash occurred, you could see it right away. And again, see, there's something that happened. I tried, with commissions, I tried to make it to where it was a rule that if you had this type of incident where you have an accidental clash of the heads and we have a cut caused by what is a foul, that you could actually bring a cut man in, have them work on the cut, stop the bleeding, put some Vaseline on it, and allow that fighter not to have blood going in their eye, so you could see if possibly you could get the fight going again. And it's only fair because it was a foul that caused the cut. They didn't go for it. No. It's called common sense, but common sense isn't common around here. And this is why you had Chris Curtis, not being able to go on in the fight. Why is he seeing blurry, Josh?
Because there's blood in his eye.
If you've ever had blood in your eye, it's like this, it clouds your vision as far as, it's like this film. Anybody that's ever had blood in their eye, you know exactly. You blink and you're trying to clear it out because it's like this sticky crap.
Yep.
Oh yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, the Tony Ferguson fight, man. I had so much blood in my eyes. It was like a halo of red just around Tony. I couldn't see the cage. I couldn't see the crowd.
You framed him.
Yeah, it was. I felt like I was in a dream, more like a fucking nightmare. But it was just like a halo of red, like pinkish red, all just around him, and it sucked.
Yeah.
But no, I understand. I'm surprised that they didn't let him have like water to wash it out.
You can't. They did. They gave him a wet towel.
Yeah. But you need to pour water in your face.
This is what I'm talking about. It should be. It makes sense. The cut was caused by a foul. Why not have someone come in and be able to clear that out? So he's not at a deficit. He's already been at a deficit that his head got rattled from the clash of heads. Maybe Imavov got rattled too, but he's the one that's come out with a cut. Let's try to take care of the cut, make sure the cut doesn't affect the fight, because it was an illegal blow that caused it, so it shouldn't have an effect on the fight. Clean it up, work on it, let him have a clear, vision, and then let him go back in the fight. And he would have been able to fight because he was wanting to.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to get out of that.
Yeah, DC said it on air, and he said it kind of worked out. For Chris Curtis, because
but if you're Chris Curtis, you're thinking, dude, all I need is one.
No, I get it.
All I need is one, and I got another round to go. All I need is one.
I know, John, but he was not finding the range. He wasn't finding the mark.
I totally agree with you.
For someone who had 100% takedown defense, he got taken down pretty easily. Like it didn't seem like things were going his way.
Just wasn't his night.
And so if you think about it, he kind of he got his show money and didn't get a loss on his record.
Yeah, but that's the problem is people, that's why he's sitting there saying, "No, I want."
Yeah.
He's looking at I want both. How many times fighters mentally spend that money, man?
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, you talk to fighters, how much are you going to make? Dude, I get 100 and 100, like $200,000 is what I'm making in this fight. Well, you're getting 100 to show. Yeah, but 100,000 ones. And so they've already mentally spent that. It's gone. And so that second, check, man, trust me. They have mentally spent that sumbitch, and I do not want to walk away without it. So
yeah. Well, you think they'll put this fight back together?
I do. I do think they're going to put it back together. I think eventually down the road, it may not be right away or something, but I think that fight you're going to see within a year, you'll see that fight again.
Huh. If I'm Chris Curtis, I'm not taking that fight. I'm like, nah.
Why?
Somebody else.
Been there.
Somebody else. Next fight.
Jasmine Jasdavicius against Miranda Maverick. Man, I'll tell you what. That was a performance.
Yeah.
She was on a mission, and she looked great. We knew she had good wrestling. That was always her thing and stuff. But, man, her stand-up, she reminded me. You remember when Stipe Miocic knocked out Fabricio Verdum? How fast Fabricio was coming forward in that when he got clipped.
Yeah.
And there was a moment in that, she was doing the same thing, throwing shots. She had a nasty look on her face, and she's going. And I'm thinking, you need to slow down a little bit. Don't go overextend, but she made it through it. And she really, she mentally broke, Miranda Maverick.
Yeah.
She really did. People can sit there and say what they did, but, Maverick's corner in Elliot Marshall is telling her, you do not get into a grappling scenario. Tell me you're not going to grapple. And she, not going to grapple. Okay. And at a certain point, she got into grappling.
Yeah.
Because she's getting beat on the feet. She couldn't take the pressure anymore on the feet. Mm-hmm. And I understand it, and I don't blame her. I'm not saying anything bad about it. But that was where you look and you go, yep. Yeah. Jasmine just dominated her in that fight. Not something I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, I didn't think so either when we did the lead up to this on the midweek show. I was like, Miranda Maverick, if she can get this fight to the ground in the top position, I think she'll be able to control it and probably get to the submission and at least break her down, whether it was mount, whether it was the back, whatever it was, and threaten enough submissions to probably win.
I thought she was going to be better on the feet.
Better on the feet? I thought she'd be better on the feet also. She just had a hard time dealing with the reach and the range. Couldn't get in there.
Yeah.
Took too many shots. Yeah. John, but the next fight, what's funny to me is I'm sitting there looking at the fight. And I know Sahabi's not like really a name that's like, there's like not a lot out there in terms of in the MMA world. I'm like, is that Faraz's brother? And you verified that it is. Yeah. And then I saw them in the cage together afterwards, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But there was one moment right before the fight started where Zahabi is like kind of like the camera's right on him, right directly in front of him. And for a split second, I'm like, oh, he's Canadian.
Don't do it.
I said,
don't do it.
He looks like Ariel Helwani.
He might be Ariel's brother.
He might be Ariel's brother. And not that Zahabi, not that Faraz looks like Ariel, but it just started all these things that I'm like, wait, Canadian, kind of look a little bit alike. I don't know. So all these things started going through my mind. I was like, okay, Zahabi the last name, so it's Faraz's brother probably. And then I saw Faraz in the corner. But then I'm like, in a moment though, in the very beginning, when they're introducing him, I'm like, wait, he could be related to Ariel Helwani. He's like just the way he kind of looked a little bit. Anyways, and that's not a dig. It's not a dig, everybody. Okay, just for a moment, it caught me off guard. I was like, you know what? This guy could be related to Ariel and Zahabi. We'll just call him Ariel Zahabi.
Ariel Zahabi.
That's funny. No, good performance.
He had a great fight. Yeah, beautiful. Quick. What about a minute 4 or something like that into there? But that left hand just crushed Aori. Just decimated him. Beautiful job.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much we can talk about in terms of the fight. He landed a clean shot right away.
Did what he's supposed to do.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Any other fights on here you want to talk about?
No, but I do want to say this, and people, they don't understand, but I had someone ask me a question about who is the monster who is checking the fighters, okay? Because you saw that, a lot of the fighters, and it was great. Dan Ige looked up and said, holy shit, right? There's a guy named Phil Koldyke. He's 7 foot tall.
Oh.
He is an official there. He's actually out of Regina in Saskatchewan.
Wait, say that again.
Regina.
It's
a city in Canada.
Regina.
But all those guys, Mitchell Caddick, he's the Japanese necktie king. He's the guy you saw with the beard. Phil Koldyke, Cyram was the other guy you saw. John Cooper, all those guys. I taught them, for years and stuff. And Phil Koldyke is he's a good grappler. He grappled for a long time and stuff. It's Koldyke. It's K. There you go. But he is 7 foot tall. He's a big dude. He actually fought, but it was good seeing them all get to work and do stuff. That's Phil right there. Crazy dude. Fun guy though. But all those guys, they did a really good job. They did their commission proud and worked well, and that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a little honorable mention to the Ursig kid that came from Australia. Took the fight on 10 days notice. Fought a ranked opponent and fought well. I think
cautious.
you're gonna. Yeah, a little cautious, but I think he was cautious because he didn't want to get tired. 10 days. He had to fight at a pace that he could control, which I'm surprised that Dvorak didn't try to press the action, make him tired. When at the end, it was actually Dvorak who was more tired. It seemed like he just couldn't get off. He couldn't, he was getting beat to the punch. And I thought Ursig looked good, man. Very nice performance.
He did.
Congratulations. Welcome to the top 10. Welcome to the rankings, man. Your first fight in, debut. Congratulations. Before we get started on anything else and some news, go to onlyfans.com/weighing-in. Subscribe to us over there for free. John and I are the first podcast that they have ever worked with.
Naked podcast.
Yep, we are the first. And so, like I've said before, man, you never forget your first. So head on over to onlyfans.com/weighing-in. Subscribe to us over there. Hey, we are free. So just come on over. Subscribe to us there, and we do our fans Q&A there. We do live shows on there. We do it on OFTV as well. So check us all out over there, and like I said, it's free. Onlyfans.com/weighing-in. What else, Dave, you got for us?
Yeah, PFL that happened on Friday.
PFL 4 from Atlanta, man. I'll tell you what, there was some surprises in this one. You take a look at the main event. Brendan Loughnane going against Jesus Pinedo. I'll tell you what, this is why you fight the fight, because I never would have thought Pinedo was going to beat him, and he hit him with that freaking knee, and he had Loughnane just not knowing where he was or who he was. The hammer fist at the end, weren't even needed, but big win for Pinedo.
What caught me off guard with this thing was, as I was watching the fight, Pinedo was on the retreat. Loughnane was walking him down. Pinedo was, throwing one shot, moving. But there was a couple little shots that kind of grazed Brendan.
Loughnane?
Yeah.
And a little bit stung.
And it looked like he wobbled a little bit, or he just got kind of off balance, or something happened. And it seemed like every shot after that, whether it grazed him, the knee, it had a huge effect on him. So now I don't know if just Pinedo has power, or just caught him in the right spots, caught Brendan Loughnane in the right spot. But there was something going on with Loughnane. Just every time he got hit, it seemed like it kind of wobbled him a little. So either Pinedo's got power, or Loughnane just maybe cut too much weight. I don't know. I'm not trying to make excuses at all. I'm not. It caught me off guard.
You being surprised was not the only one. I was surprised. Did you see Chris Wade? Chris Wade was like, "Are you kidding?"
Yeah.
This is what happens. This is why you fight the fights.
So, but what's funny is Chris Wade's not in the tournament, or he's not in the semis, because he needed Loughnane to lose, but not to get finished.
Yeah.
So Pinedo's now in.
Wise. Yeah.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
See, I don't know.
See, this is where I just look at it. It's like, no. You had Kabalayev, Movlid, Kabalayev against Tyler Diamond. we both thought that Kovalev was too much for Tyler Diamond. He was. I really got to give it to Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
He did a good job of defending himself. He did a good job of slowing Movlid down as far as what he was able to do. It was just time and pressure that's caught him in a bad place, and finally he got that arm across. He tried that multiple times throughout. You could see him working for it. But Tyler Diamond did a good job of defending. He just eventually, got to the point where, got a little bit wore down. But look at Movlid he's a beast.
Yeah. No, he is. He is.
In that featherweight division, man. He wins that $1 million, then he goes away for a year, and then he decides, okay, I'll come back now. And then we'll see if he wins it again this year, because he's right in position to do it again.
Yeah. I mean, his biggest threat was probably Lockdown,
Yeah.
And, I think Bubba's in there. Bubba's in the semifinals.
Yep.
Pinedo's in the semifinals. And who else? There's one other, Movlid, and there's one other guy.
I think Pinedo.
No, there's Pinedo, Bubba, and Movlid. Who's the third? Who's the fourth guy? I'm trying to think of who the fourth guy is. Yeah, but I mean, we'll see. I think, look, Bubba's been knocking on the door the last 3 years. He's been in the finals, he's been right
Bubba,
there.
You're right, he is, and he's really gotten better. And he's a fantastic wrestler, but I don't think he's beating Kovalev.
Yeah, we're gonna see. I mean, the wrestling might be a key factor. He's just got to make sure he paces himself. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. Yeah. I don't know who it would be. There's a fourth person.
Do you want me to?
Nah.
There we go. So okay.
Let's see. No. Oh, Braga. I think it was Braga.
It is Braga.
Yeah, I gave him
Braga had a great,
Yep.
big win. That one bothers me still. And
what else you got?
How many times? You had, let's talk about Braga, because Braga took on Marlon Moraes.
Yep.
Look, throughout it, you could see Braga was, he was just waiting and landing hard shots when he landed. And you saw Marlon get stung multiple times in that, where he got rocked, gave a little tell that, oh, that hurt me. And then when he got, hit with the shots that, ended up stopping the fight, he was buzzed. He had no idea where he was at. And he retired off of it. And, we had quite a few retirements this, weekend. You had, Marlon, you had obviously Amanda Nunes. You even had Bigfoot Silva coming back and having another fight and losing again. There comes that point where it's not worth it, man. You got to give it up. Father Time beats everyone. And that's why I love the fact that Amanda went out when she did. She went out on top with a win, looking, as good as you can win with two belts. Don't come back.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, leave on top and enjoy it,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What other fights on here you want to chat about?
Oh, on this one, I thought Joshua Silveira, he was fighting well. The whole thing with, the knee injury and stuff happens and stuff, but he's going to be that guy that is going to stick in the light heavyweight division for the PFL. He's going to be in the top section for, a while to come. So I thought that was good. Good thing that he won. He got the points he needs. He'll be in that tournament. But Chris Wade going against Kudo, this is where we were talking about. I think Kudo's a good fighter. Just Chris Wade is the wrong style for him.
Yeah.
Chris Wade's the better wrestler. He's actually, I think, better on the ground, and he proved it.
Yep. No, Chris is good, man. He's good all the way around. He's got good power in his hands. He's got good wrestling, good takedown defense as well as his takedowns. And he's got submission threats. No, he's a very well-rounded fighter. So he's been right there at the top in the finals and all these other things, and just he's got to get over the hump.
We had talked about the Andrew Dirty Sanchez going up against Taylor Johnson. I thought that would be a competitive fight. It was. It was. Either guy could have won that fight, split decision, but good fight for the both of them.
Hi, Dave. What else you got for us? Some news?
Do you guys want to touch on any of the boxing at all?
Yeah, Taylor Lopez. I'm reading the headlines. His official scorecard: judges nearly get it wrong, and Teofimo Lopez win. I mean, because the fight was close, but it wasn't. It really wasn't that close. I mean, that's probably what they're referring to. 115, 113. I had
on two cards, 117, 111 on one card.
Yeah, I mean, like Lopez just looked good. He looked like he obviously was the faster fighter. He was more of a sniper, touching him with the uppercuts, hitting him with the nice combinations, and then getting offline or just clinching until they broke. Taylor was loading up a little bit too much, was trying to press him to the fence, smothering his shots, not able to land the hard, clean shots that he should have been able to. He wasn't giving him that. If he was taking away his ability to land the clean shot because he was smothering things. But Lopez was, like I said, the sniper, the one that as you would come in, he would hit you, boom, a little uppercut. Then he hit you a little shot to the body and come back up top to the head. He looked really good, Lopez did. So it's going to be...
you think the talk got to Taylor?
No, I think...
The whole thing with Lopez saying, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
This is going to be your death, all that stuff. And then Taylor was coming back saying, you know what? I'm going to knock you out. Maybe he's trying to load up on shots to try to put him out.
John, I think what I'm sure you've seen this, I don't know how many times inside the cage. When a fighter's dealing with someone who is faster than them, it becomes scary.
Yeah.
It's that you blink and, oh, wow, I just got hit. Like every little movement you react to. And every time it's almost like the Aldana and Amanda Nunes fight. Like she showed her so much respect. And every time that Amanda would flinch, she would react. She'd overreact. And in this fight, Taylor he was realizing, I think once after that second round, he started realizing that Lopez was so fast. And he was having a hard time just trapping him. He was having a hard time touching him. And every time he threw, he felt like he had to land a knockout blow. Otherwise, he was going to get countered. And Lopez just looked good. He looked clean. He looked good. Didn't look disheveled at all in there. He looked real, just on point. Nothing that Taylor was bringing that Lopez hadn't seen before. So overall, good fight by Lopez. I didn't have it that close. I had Lopez winning by at least 3 rounds, at least. And but it was a good fight.
I think the unofficial scorecard was like 118, 110.
That was more like it. That was more like it, to be honest. The 115, 113 is ridiculous. Just no way. No way. But at least they got it right. The best thing is they got it right.
Right guy won. That's in the end, that's all that matters.
Yep.
You can take the numbers and throw them out. But.
Exactly. Next, Dave.
Story here. Dana White last night in the post fight basically called bullshit on the Usman versus Khamzat rumors. But in the same breath, Izzy saying that he'll take the Khamzat fight for the right money. So do you think there's a swear from Dana where he said that they've got something planned for Khamzat when they're ready to announce it, they will, and then they don't really know what's going on with Usman right now? So is that a swerve where they're actually going to announce a fight, or do you think he's telling the truth? And then would you rather see Khamzat go up and fight Izzy?
Well, does Khamzat? First off, I don't blame Dana for not wanting to put together a Kamaru Usman versus Khamzat fight. First off, I don't want to move Kamaru up to 185, and I don't want Khamzat to be at 170 because he's already proven that he can't make it. So I'm in a position. Do I want to make that fight? It doesn't do me any good at 185 with Kamaru Usman, because if Kamaru Usman beats him, which he's got a good shot of beating him, at 185, I just took away a guy in that weight division. While I've got a guy at 170, is he going to move now up to 185? If you're going to have him fight someone, is he the guy to have him fight? Well, yeah, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, he doesn't have the wins in the middleweight division that you want to see. He does from earlier. He beat Mershart. That was at middleweight. I think he's got 2 wins in the UFC at middleweight, maybe. But hey, no, you don't think he deserves it?
Absolutely not.
He's undefeated. It's the kind of fight people like to see.
No, I don't care.
I don't care.
No. I mean, like, I know Robert Whitaker's got to fight, but to me, that's the guy. Like, you've got to beat somebody of that echelon. Like, I think him.
Yeah, but who are you gonna put against Izzy? Come on, putting you on the spot. Who are you gonna put against Izzy?
I mean, for me, I would have ran the.
You got Vettori and Cannonier fighting each other next week.
Yeah, but I would have ran the Alex fight back. He's got one. He's got one win against him in 5 fights or whatever.
But that's dead. You can't do that. In fact, Alex has a fight, right?
Yeah.
So who are you gonna put against Izzy?
I mean, honestly, I think Robert Whitaker's more deserving than Chimaev. Now, don't get me wrong, man. I enjoy watching Chimaev fight, and I think there's a bright future for him. But just because you do all the talking doesn't mean you deserve a title shot. You know, and we can't allow. That's the thing is you can't set precedent that if you're a talking mouthpiece that you can talk your way into a title shot. You just can't do it.
Whoa! Did you say we can't set precedents like that?
Well, I mean,
has it already been done?
But who? By who?
How about a guy named Conor?
No, he worked his way up. He had the Chad fight. He had the Chad fight. He earned the Aldo fight. He earned it. I mean, don't get me wrong. He talked his way up. I mean, his talking though. But he fought
just fighting.
He fought who? Brandao. He fought Chad Mendes. He fought, and then
hold on, stop. He came in. He fought Marcus Brimage. Right, that was his first. Right now, the one he beat Max Holloway. That was a big one, and he looked good doing it, but he tore his knee up. So then when he comes back, he fights Brandao.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then he fights Seaver.
Yeah. Seaver was not a slouch at the time. Tailor-made for Conor on the terms of the feet.
Hello.
But tailor-made for Conor in terms of the feet. Yeah.
Tailor-made.
I get what you're saying, but John, at that time, we still didn't know what we had. People didn't know. Like, we knew Conor was good. Sure, he was good, but they didn't know what they had.
It was the Dustin Poirier fight.
Yes.
Was the one that you went, oh, he's for real.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and so, like, to compare what Conor did against Dustin, Max, and other fighters, it's not fair. Chimaev hasn't beat anybody of that level. None of them.
Bullshit. He beat Gilbert Burns.
Okay, so but Gil's at 70. He's not at 70. He's not at 70.
I said he's only got, I think, 2 wins at middleweight.
Yeah, I mean, but he's not at 70. I get the Gilbert Burns. I do. But no, I'm not going to put him at the Conor level yet. I mean, he's talked his way up there, but you can't go right from that against Mershart. That's it, really? Now you're going to give him a middleweight title shot? Only because Izzy cleared out the division?
But he's cleared out the division.
Yeah. I'd rather see I would love to see this fight.
That's why you can't answer the question, though.
What's that?
Who do you want to see fight Izzy then?
Robert Whitaker. If Robert wins, I want to see it again.
He's already got a fight. He's already scheduled.
I know.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, but this guy doesn't. He needs to get a fight in between. He's been out for a year now. It's been almost
Khamzat?
Yeah. When was the last time Khamzat fought? No, it hasn't been a year. I think it was like in what? October, November? When did he fight?
He beat Kevin Holland.
Gilbert? Yeah, he beat Kevin Holland.
No, he beat Kevin Holland.
But I think it was like in October or something of last year. September.
Coming up in a year.
Yeah, coming up on a year, John. Like, I'm going to throw you into a title shot. If I'm a promoter, I'm like, okay, how am I marketing this? You've been gone for a year.
Excuse me. I just want you to see. You see that 0 in the loss column?
Yeah.
That's it.
I understand. But look, I mean, I don't know. I can see them doing it. I can see Dana doing it. It just doesn't.
Definitely.
But Dana keeps saying, "Oh, we got plans for him. We got plans for him." Well, what are the plans, man?
Plans.
Hurry up.
He does have plans.
Hurry up.
He's showing you the plan.
Chimaev he's almost wasted a full year of his career, of him being in his prime, by the way, 29 years old. This is his prime.
Well, he's got a lot of prime left.
Well, yeah, he does.
He's got a lot of prime left.
But he's going to have to be a lot more active than he is right now.
I agree.
I mean, he went on,
But this is what happens. Like, look at how did he become so hot? It was because he came in and I'll fight next week. Mm-hmm. Put me on the card, and they did. Basically, if you recall. And so that was how he was ready to fight. Now, we'll see what happens.
Yep, we will. All righty. Next, what else you got for us?
All right, I'm gonna get you guys out of here on this one. Did you guys see the Conors at the basketball game?
Connor knocked out a mascot, and he really did.
I'm gonna show you guys the video here. Here we go. I'll play it for you. So Mascot comes in with boxing gloves, full on. Jeez.
See, now this was all set up, but I think Conor took it a little bit beyond what they thought. He didn't pull punches quite the way he's supposed to. This is a setup thing, and he hurt the dude.
I know. I heard he went to the hospital, gave him some pain meds. I mean, I wonder, is it the punch that hit him, or is it when he fell backwards and hit his head? That's what I want to know. Because there's just too much of a beak in that front part. See, like that.
He doesn't have a beak. He's fire. He's Bernie.
Whatever.
He's the Heat mascot.
It looks like a beak. I didn't see it. I was watching the game, but I didn't see this halftime stuff. This is I mean, you got to be careful. I mean, can this
I don't
guy...
think. Look, Conor did not mean to hurt the guy.
Oh, absolutely not.
You know, he's just trying to play out the things like they wanted. But I think it's that. I think what happened is Conor extended, and the guy got that shot. Not so much, fist, but it rattled his cage, and he went back and he got hurt. Now he knew he was going to be going down, but I think that's where he got hurt. I don't think the second one on the beak, as you would say, he doesn't have a beak. He's got a muzzle. But who knows? Yeah, I feel bad for the guy, but it's what happens.
You get paid to take the shots, buddy.
Hey, we've got a great idea. We're going to have Conor McGregor at the fight. We're going to have him punch you.
Punch our mascot. He's like, yeah. Can you imagine being talked into that? That guy's never fought in his life.
He's like, Conor's going to pull the punches. You don't have to worry. He's getting drug off the court going,
Conor's like probably 3 or 4 proper whiskeys deep.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely deep on it.
Oh, jeez, man. Jeez. All right, well, hey, go to WeighingInMerch.com, and that's going to wrap our show today. Pick up some of our apparel there at WeighingInMerch.com. And, John, take us away, bud.
For everyone out there, we hope you enjoyed all the fights. Continue to watch, because next week is going to have a ton of big-time fights, and we're going to talk about them on our next show. So we will see you.